We choose what we perceive. For all students who are used to seeing me suited in class, you may be wondering what on earth is Carole doing half undressed, and why has she started worshipping paganism? To which I would reply, are you paying absolutely no attention, and have I taught you nothing? So now I invite you to look more closely at this image, and I would ask you, what do you actually see? And why is it relevant to you? What is the Adamic dream? Behind me is the image of Adam and the five-pointed star that represents the alchemical elements, earth, fire, air, water and ether. But as we know, life and our reality is not only about the journey of masculine forces of nature, and they are very powerful. Our world of polarity, the feminine, the anima, Eve, is the counterpart. Physically being naked implies sexuality, but metaphysically in artwork, being naked, stripped back, is not referring to sexuality at all. It means to be our authentic, primordial selves before all the deception and misperception took place, which is why in images of Adam and Eve, they are seen naked, and that means they are seen as their true natures before God. Symbolism is a beautiful, ancient, forgotten language. Symbolic language speaks to our subconscious, so it's non-verbal. It's the fertile ground of all imagination. It is the Eve within. Consciousness, as somebody put it beautifully, is the dream we all share. It symbolises Adam, who did perceive of two opposites of good and evil. We are then all living in the Adamic dream, living in consciousness, where scarcely anything makes sense in the losses of love that we experience and in our world today. In the image I portray Alpha and Omega, from beginning to end in the circle of life. In merging myself in the image of consciousness is revealed not the 5 but the 6-pointed star, so that's why I've asked students to pay attention. Always look beneath the narrative for the truth. The 6-pointed star is the Star of David, and that symbolises the unification of opposites. The journey of transformation is something I've written extensively about in Pandora's Panacea. It's a metaphysical journey of transformation that cannot be explained in our world, our physical world of logic. Pandora's Panacea, holographic works of art, I published in 2007, where I anticipated our private inner worlds would change and warm up in synchronicity with the external world. So I describe the progression and projections onto the canvas of life, us being the interlocutor between God consciousness and social consciousness onto which we project and then are woven into and weave ourselves into. So I might now ask you, how are you weaving yourself into the fabric of our collective existence that we call life? In our inner and external worlds today are the consequences of polarised thinking, but in other archaic realms always exists hope. There is hope in a comprehension of just the one power. No more polarised thinking, no more depolarisation of the psyche that takes us into the darker realms of physical existence, where we are heavy. And the goal of life is to make ourselves lighter, to ascend up out of the physical realm, even whilst incarnate in the human form. So then, observers and analysts and decoders and friends and students, from my personal unconscious to the collective consciousness is my contribution in this image, and may somewhere in the depth of being be communicated to you the way out of this world of illusion. To separate yourself from behaviour enables you to rethink where all behaviour comes from, which is in the subconscious part of your mind. So find congruence on the inside and you'll find it on the outside. So in the image of completion, may all opposites be unified, and in congruence may we all find peace.